One thing, you know, I'm writing a book on composition, and I find this book is really useful for giving me ideas. It's about landscape design, but it's really a book about composition. And he talks about creating these structures on multiple levels and with all different levels of detail. He talks about contrast of materials and things like that. It's very musical.
What is it called?
It's called Education of a Gardener.
Do you want to show us your garden?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so this is the garden. I've got a pomegranate, which is great. This thing is, in the fall, it's filled with like Christmas tree bulbs, you know, pomegranates. This is olive, a couple of lemon trees. They're just so wild looking. You know, I grew up in the Midwest, so for me this is very interesting. When I began, this was like, it was very disorganized and looked like a first electronic music composition. There was like one of those, one of these, and one of these, kind of like student work. You know, a student piece of electronic music will have like one sound like that, and one sound like that, and one sound like that. And then I finally got the idea, you know, you got to have groups and begin to organize it and bring in the stones to give it that 3D sculpture effect. So I'm getting there. It's a hobby, obviously, but it's fun. This is so this is a mechanical, electromechanical instrument. And it's based on a principle of mechanical tone wheels that are spinning. And spinning in the presence of a magnet, which produces a changing voltage, which can be sent out to an amplifier and make speakers move back and forth. Yeah, I haven't yet made a piece with this, but I'm going to at some point. You can buy a Hammond organ today, a new one, but they're all digital. It's just a computer, it's just a sampler now. All right, we got it. So if you look here, this is the tone wheel mechanism. There are rotating steel discs that when I crank this thing, when I turn it on, they're going to start spinning. You'll hear this whirring sound, so it's a mechanical engine. The reverberation unit is this spring here. It puts the sound through the spring and then picks it up again to create a reverberation effect. And then this is the Leslie tone wheel. You see there's a loudspeaker, and this baffle spins to create a spinning sound effect. The interesting thing about music is that we're born to understand it. The effect of music is subliminal. When the audience goes to hear a Beethoven symphony, no one knows the music. Very few people would know the music theory that goes into the construction of that work, and yet everyone gets something from it. That's the magic thing about music, is that we just get it. So, you know, if somebody gets up and plays and they're really good, everybody gets it. They're good. That's good. And so, you know, I try to make my music virtuosic and interesting, and I think a certain number of people get it.